Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Logan with All Paths Taken. This is part 19 of our 100% walkthrough of Bloodborne. We are going right into the next chalice, Central Pthumeru Chalice, and as always we're going for full completion, so every item, every secret, every boss. So grab your weapon of choice and let's continue the hunt. Now, for this chalice, we got all the resources we need. Essentially, we just needed to go into and grab Ritual Blood 2. We have 8 of them, and we only needed 6. So once we set that down, we can go right into it for our next chalice. Just as a reminder, if this is the first video you are checking out of mine, I do have the full walkthrough of Bloodborne up as of right now. There's just a few episodes left with the chalices to get through that as well. So if you need help getting the other trophies, by all means check it out. I show you a lot of different strategies to how to kill and defeat a lot of different bosses, or every boss in the game. I also show you how to create probably the strongest skill build in the game using the saw spear or not saw spear, the saw spear or the church pick, and now the burial blade. So be sure to check that out as well. But for right now, we are going to run through and continue on through the chalice dungeons. So every chalice dungeon is going to be fairly straightforward. Again, we are in the second depth, so there's not going to be a lot of really difficult enemies in here. Again, follow the red enemies to get to the Bell Maiden. There's probably going to be another Bell Maiden in here somewhere. If I remember correctly. Quit yucking your mollies. Alright, let's kill all of them so they leave me alone so I can grab my items. Alright, oh, I see a glowy that I forgot to grab. So if you're wondering how to get rid of the smoke, you can just simply roll through those smoky chalices and it will get rid of it so you can see things a little bit clearer. But we're going to go back up the steps. And we're going to carry on this direction so we can kill the last few enemies down this hallway. And then we should be able to, I don't know if you heard the bell, but we should be able to get where we can hear and see the other Bell Maiden that is in this level. Kill the guys in the dark, grab the remaining items. Shining coins, basically useless. This is probably the only area I would ever use your shining coins. God, it's so nice having this much health. I never have this much health. Ooh, that's a really nice drop. Ritual Blood 3. Heck yeah. Then we're going to open the door. And here we are in our next section. Gotta kill the puppies. Gotta kill Stickman over here. And then we got another fatty. One of the watchers with his booty cheeks hanging out that we gotta kill. Nice. Ritual Blood 3. I'll take it. And we get our lever. No items in this room? None. No items. Excellent. Now again, if you really don't want to explore the rest, because there really isn't any item in here that's super crazy, you are welcome to just simply warp back, as one of the benefits of getting to New Game Plus 2, or now New Game Plus 3 technically, because we've beaten the game 3 times, and when you beat the game the 3rd time, you kind of have to go into the next New Game cycle to continue. Really, honestly, it's kind of like really good thing that we're here in this platform and this level of difficulty, because now we have all of our resources unlocked and we have so much insight from running through the game so many times and Madman's knowledge that we can use it to get any items that we will basically need, that we can't get to drop on our own. So if there's a point where you're like, I can't get this, like I didn't get enough items to drop, well, good news for you. You don't need them to drop, because you can just buy them. So when he does this stuff, you can trick your weapon and shoot him. He does have a couple of wombo combos where he just spams like crazy, and the main thing with that guy is you just gotta kind of shoot him. Shoot him to parry him, and he'll be a lot easier. Honestly, with these early dungeons, there really isn't a need for me to teach you anything or tell you anything, because you're just gonna be so strong, you're gonna just melt everything. Because I think I said this in the last episode of the Chalice Dungeons, and I think I've said this in the playthrough as well, but all of the chalices are scaled for New Game. So you can come in here on New Game plus 6 or 7 when it's the highest difficulty in the base game and DLC, but the chalices will still be scaled to New Game. I don't know why they did it that way, but they did. So these enemies will do poison, and they will explode after you kill them. So be careful once you kill them, just make sure you get out of the way so you don't get poisoned or blown up with the extra damage. I'm saying that now because in the late game, you can get absolutely devastated by those things. So from here, I just want to make sure this is my right door. Yes, this is. I'm going to come out this side, kill another one of these, let it blow up. Now in here you got to be careful. You can see the thing hanging from the ceiling right there. This rat is there to bait you. That thing will fall on you and grab it. You do not need to kill it. It is very tanky. And again, if you're worried about things like that hitting you, then make sure you don't run down the middle. Run towards one of the sides so you don't get grabbed by it as you come across it. Is this my door with a boatload of enemies? Can't remember. Oh, hello. Oh, it is. What the heck? He didn't want to die today. Well, he died anyway. Alright, so in here, we got a couple of items. And we got a bag boy coming to say hi. Oh, hello. My scythe is better. Ritual Blood 3. And we got the bag boy as well. Ooh, bolt paper. That's nice. I mean, it's not, like, super nice. I would have taken resources over that, but that's fine. Now we're going to come up the ladder. And this is the door that I was looking for, that we will have a boatload of enemies on. But we can lower the lever first. All this is going to do is drop the bridge. We can come across it. This guy's going to throw some mollies. And then we can come across over to the upper area. I like showing this just because it's kind of cool how the chalices are interconnected, because they don't get as interconnected as like a Central Yharnam or a Forbidden Woods, but they do interconnect as well. So oftentimes you can kind of find your way just by exploring through the level to get wherever you need to go. But over here, you're going to want to start swinging, see if you can bait a couple of them over, because there is going to be like 6 or 7 enemies that will start freaking out from here. Like, as you open it, I'm not gonna lie, there's gonna be probably like 5 enemies that'll show up. So, we should be strong enough to take care of it. But, there you go. There's your dogs. And you just see all of them just waiting for you. It's a little annoying, in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of all of them. All of them being in one room. It's a little bit of like the Dark Souls 2 syndrome. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it for one reason, and that's because it's just in the chalices. Like, Bloodborne itself does not have any rooms that have like 30 enemies in it. And I'm not saying Dark Souls 2 is a bad game, I'm just saying it's not as good as Bloodborne. Alright, here we get to pick up the Hintertomb Chalice. So that again is optional. You do not need to go into the Hintertombs, you just needed to kind of pick it up. And with that, you did pick it up, and you got what we needed out of the side room that we are in. So again, you can hit that, Hunter's Mark. I'm just going to run my way back. It's a little bit easier because there's going to be later levels where I'm probably going to warp back 2 or 3 times. So I don't really want to overexpend my bold hunter's marks as well. Just making sure there's no items over here. It's been a while since I've explored this one. I don't think there's items. Nope. Alright, then let's head back underneath this one. And we'll head into our next section of the game. It's kind of cool how they introduce so many side levels like this. Oh, that's the wrong way. I like how they introduce different side levels that are their own huge branching path. It just kind of makes you feel like you're going to get lost in the world, you know? That's one of the main reasons why I play these games, is because every single game that I have played, whether it be Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3, or Sekiro, or Elden Ring, or even Armored Core 6, like, they just do such a phenomenal job engrossing me in the world. And I love them. Like, I love these games so much. Like, if anybody's like, oh, I'm not really a fan of From Software's games, then you are not a fan of good games. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like a fanboy lover for life. I think there are excellent games that are not done by From Software out there. But if you are in the gaming world and are like, what company consistently sends out banger after banger after banger after banger? And From Software is literally like one of the only 3 companies that I can consistently say sends out nothing but bangers. And I love it. I love it. Like, even Dark Souls 2, when it came out, it was a banger. It wasn't, like, perfect. Oh, no, a witch. I forgot. So, witches, in the later game, as you can see, they're like the only enemies that can kill you. Because of their gigantic fireballs and the ability to do double damage when, ouch. Ouch. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll heal up. He'll probably fall down. Probably. Probably. Okay, probably not. I hear him. Ah, he's got the zoomies. Woo! There we go. But as I was saying before I got rudely interrupted, Dark Souls 2 was a banger when it came out. Like, it really was. It was a good game. It was a good improvement on Dark Souls. But to me, they didn't make enough of the necessary strides to get a lot of people hooked on the games. And then Bloodborne came out, and Bloodborne is life. Like, Bloodborne is so friggin' good. I don't know if they've done it better. They've had some ridiculously good games since Bloodborne, like Sekiro and Elden Ring. But I don't know if they've done it better than Bloodborne. Like, overall, as a whole. Elden Ring's phenomenal. Probably, like, if you're looking at game critics-wise, like, 10 out of 10, obviously. But I think Bloodborne's a 10 out of 10, too. And I think if you're comparing the two for their 10 out of 10 scores, Bloodborne's score, in my book, is probably a little bit higher. Like, by, like, 0.5%. Nah, maybe, like, 5%. The repeat content in Elden Ring kills me. Like, I don't want to fight 12 tree sentinels and 17 avatars and 37 tree spirits. That's my main thing. And I don't want to, like, in the end game, I don't want to kill the same knights I've been killing since the beginning of the game. And Bloodborne has a little bit of that too, but it's not nearly as noticeable as Elden Ring. Is that where I came from? There's no other things. I was talking. I wasn't paying attention. Now, is this? One of these is a secret wall, and I can't remember what dungeon. Not this dungeon, apparently. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so, from here... Did I go this way yet? I can't remember. I did, yes. And then we go here, and we got my lever. Excellent, we're going to warp back. Just wanted to make sure while I was talking I did get my lever. So that is everything in that section. Let's go back to the lamp, and then we're going to run to our boss fight. No side door, excellent. And now we get Keeper of the Old Lords. This boss, I would suggest practicing and learning how to parry. as we will be fighting this boss, a harder version, a much harder version, in the Defiled Chalice. Come on now. So if you can see, we can kind of get her AI stuck in that manner. But this is what I wanted to show you. In second phase, she gets really hard and she shoots fire everywhere. So she gets very difficult with the moveset that she's got. But now we're just so strong that it don't matter. We can beat her up just by spamming R1s. So again, in these early ones, it's really not that big of a deal to try to go through it and just kind of grow to Pound Town. But honestly, some of these bosses, I do suggest learning. Like, I really do suggest learning that fight, because it does make the second fight, when you fight him in the Defiled Chalice, a lot easier. Make sure to break this statue so you don't get shot in the back as you run over the button. And then we got a room with a boatload of enemies. Yeah, this guy's just gonna alert them all, but it don't matter. We're gonna kill them all in one swing anyway. And then, let me see. I swear I'm not crazy. I know there's a door with 1 billion people behind it. So we got a couple enemies falling down. But we gotta kill Big Fatty. Ooh, you guys are being mean. And we gotta kill other boys that fell down as well. So in here we get to grab ritual blood. Thank you for the blood. Thank you for more blood. Excellente. Now we can run down here to the annoying boulders. Now we gotta go behind the falling boulders. Oh, we get to see my next favorite Pthumerian enemy. It's a ghost lady. She's really creepy. Really creepy. I like her. Alright, so let's grab the items in this room. So if you did not trigger these enemies that fell down and tried to kill us when we were down below, they would still be up here as well. Now we got some bullets. We'll be able to lift up one of these, and then eventually we will be able to lift up this one as well. But that, I believe, is in a different depth or a side area of the level. So we're coming in here, and we get another fatty. And then we get our item that we need from the side area. Alright, what do we get? More tomb mold. Yay. I love tomb mold. Let me just scrape that off, whatever dead body's in there. Definitely sanitary. Alright, so from here, gotta wait for it to drop. And then we're gonna run all the way down the tunnel area, because we got a room full of items and resources that we need down on this end. Got a nice little treasure room for us to explore. And we got a bad guy and an enemy to deal with. So now, just take a lap, open up all the chests, and then we can grab our items that are within. Nice, ritual blood. And we got another chest. This room always scares me because I'm like, there's gotta be a trap in here somewhere. But there isn't. It's like they have so many of the trap statues. So many. But none of them. None of them are traps. Alright, then we got everything that's in there. So now we gotta wait for another boulder to run by. And then we gotta go backtrack to the right. If you just go there, that's death. So there's absolutely nothing down there. Then we run across. And take a right. And now we are in the next section of the level. In later levels, or later sections of the Chalice dungeons when they're going to be harder, I suggest getting the lamps first, then going back so you don't have to deal with everything that's going on inside it. So in this area, I don't remember where the tile is, but a lot of these rooms have a tile for you to step on where enemies will pop up. I'll see if I can find it. If not, then you'll just have to kill your bag dudes or your beast enemies that are in here, depending on what chalice you are in. And we'll go from there. But to get our lever of this room, we want to climb up the ladder and run down the hallway. And then there is our witch that we have to kill again. You gotta kind of be patient because those fireballs do hurt. And you want to make sure that you don't die to those fireballs. And if you're gonna get hit by them, do not dodge, do not spam attacks. You will get absolutely nuked on by that little wench. So ignore the red enemies, and again, go kill your maiden. So all of those red dudes can die. Ooh, cursed fire gem. Nice. So the cursed gems are going to be the ones that have a negative side effect to your gems. And remember, if you're looking at them, the ones that have increased stamina cost or weapon durability down, those are the best or the least worst negative effects. The worst negative effects would be like health depletes, or you're weak against, or your attacks do less damage versus a specific type of enemy like beast or kin enemies. So be on the lookout for those, because you might get something that looks really good because it does high damage to one type of enemy, but honestly, if it's weak to one enemy, it's not the best. So it's best to look for either durability or weapon stamina or increased stamina so you can do more damage as well. But then from over here, we can explore this side as well. Or you can go fight the boss. It's entirely up to you. There's nothing super crazy over here, if I remember correctly. Should just be a couple of like tomb molds, which I believe we already have enough of. And if we don't, we can buy more from the... Hey, don't be mean. I'm doing stuff. Ah, sage wrists. Again, not super important. That's for like your Hintertomb Chalice or your, what's it called? I'm blanking. Ailing Laron. I believe either of those are used for those chalices. And now we go back and straight across. I believe it's Susie Skinflaps, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. It's been so long since I've gone through these chalices. I should say it's been so long to gone through them for a completionist route. Like, I have my route for when I speed run through them, or just kind of blitz through them. Ah, Pthumerian, that's right. Alright, so this dude, Mr. Humpsalot, you want to parry. Why would it not let me lock on? Weird. There it is. Boom! He gone. Ah, claw marks, you are my favorite runes. And there we go. Was that depth 3? Was that depth 3? Holy crap, that was depth 3. I thought I was still on depth 1 for some reason. What is wrong with me? Oh well. Alright, was there anything else that I needed to mention? Do I have all of my resources for the next chalice? Let me see. Alright, so we did Central, now we're on Lower Pthumeru. Ah, excellent. We got 9 Ritual Blood 3s. Heck yeah. So, we will leave this episode here. These are really short when we're flying through with how strong we are. But be sure, at least in these earlier ones, in the Lower Pthumeru Chalice, it's going to get harder. You're going to have to kill enemies in like 2 to 3 hits instead of 1 hit now, or 2 hits now with your bigger enemies. But leave your insight a little bit higher. There are very few enemies, and I don't think there's any winter lanterns in there. And there's nothing that's going to cause frenzy, so it really doesn't require you to get rid of your insight. I recommend hanging on to them, because from up here on this fountain, this is where if you run out or you did not get enough, you can buy all of the stuff that you would need for the chalices you are on, if that makes sense. And if you're looking for ritual blood, you can buy ritual blood from here as well. So we can buy ritual blood 1s, ritual blood 5s, and even some 2 mold. Just some basic stuff that we have already picked up as well. But the farther you go into the chalices, the more you can buy from each of those fountains as well. So, thank you everybody so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great day, everybody.